to this very special show. Seagram's Royal Stag Barrel Select presents Perfect Strokes with three international legends, Virender Sehwag, Mahela, Jayawardene and Dwayne Bravo. Once again, welcome to this very special show, Royal Stag Barrel Select Perfect Strokes, with three people who have entertained the world and have attained perfection in their own rights. First question, Viru, your moment of perfection. It's T20 season, so why don't you start with that? T20 World Cup 2007, what was that one perfect moment that you can possibly think of straight away?
I think that final we played against Pakistan, that was the perfect moment, perfect stroke for every Indian, because we beat Pakistan in the finals.
Dwayne, your perfect moment?
4 years ago, win the T20 World Cup in Sri Lanka against my very good friend. Taking the last catch, the champion catch, to win the cup.
Fabulous.
Well, for us, it was the last T20 World Cup. I think when Tisera hit that straight boundary over Ashwin's head, because we've been so close so many times and haven't been able to grab hold of that trophy. So I know it was against the Indians, but it was a sweet moment for us.
Viru, finally we see Pakistan versus India once again on home soil. Your memory of playing Pakistan, you can even tell the Shoaib Akhtar story of ball dal raha hai ki bheek mang raha if you want, but your moment of, I mean, is this true? Because Saurav says you had planned to hit sixes from 100 to, from 94 to 100, 194 to 200, 294 to 300 in that Multan innings. Is that true?
Yes, but I only hit 6 when I was on 94 and then when I was on 295. So not when I was on 195, because...
So you regret that?
Yeah, I regret that. But yes, it's a good that Pakistan team is coming and they are playing at Kolkata, you know, which is our famous ground, and you know, there are a lot of people can come and watch that game. If that game was happening in Dharamshala, that would be great because it's very close to my place, Delhi. But unfortunately now it's happening in Kolkata. It's good that a lot of people can watch at the ground, because maybe 60,000 or 80,000 people can go and watch the game India-Pakistan.
Did you ever feel any extra pressure when you played Pakistan?
Not really, because anyway it's an international game for us, and we used to playing many international games against Australia, South Africa. Yeah, there is not extra pressure, but there is extra commitment from the player side, or maybe the expectation from the people was very high that, you know, we should beat Pakistan whenever we meet against Pakistan. So that expectation were high, but the pressure was not that much.
Dwayne, I mean, one team, you and I have spoken about this, one team with so many match winners. Yes, I know you will be missing Sunil Narayan, Pollard and maybe Lendl Simmons, but still, it's a very good unit. I mean, it's Chris Gale, you, it's a solid 2020 unit.
Yeah, I think we are blessed to have such talented players in the shorter format. Obviously, missing those three players, as I mentioned, is a big loss. But a lot of teams might not be able to recover of losing three match winners like that. I think we still feel comfortable in the three players that replace them. And also, we still feel we have a very good chance of doing well in this tournament.
When you, for example, batted, it was sublime. I mean, can you tell us what is so special about Virat Kohli?
He understands his game. I think that's where the difference is. If you take a lot of the great players like Sachin or Jacques or Ricky, over a period of time they mature as an individual and as a cricketer. And I think Virat has done that. And he understands his game, and he plays within those limitations and has got a, how do you say, a wall around him. So it's quite difficult to penetrate that as an opposition. So he's in a very good space right now and playing some very good cricket. And, you know, as an opponent, I think, you know, I'm happy that I'm not playing against him right now, because it was hard work to try and see how we managed to get him out.
Is Virat Kohli on current form the best batsman in the world?
Well, definitely, if you take the last year or so, definitely in the shorter format, I think Virat is the best batsman.
Dwayne, if you bowl to Virat, where's the weakness? What would you bowl?
Slower ball. Yeah, as Mahela said, he's at top of his game at the moment, and from one player to the next, they always want to wish other players great success and enjoy watching him play. I enjoy watching him bat as well. I'm a big fan of Virat Kohli. As you can see in my music video, Chalo Chalo, Virat Kohli was the dancer.
Dwayne keeps giving it away. I mean, his video Champion will be released soon, so we'll end this show with Dwayne doing the music steps with Viru being the music director. And why Viru is the music director, there is a reason. Every time I speak to Sachin, and Sachin tells me when Viru and I batted, Viru would keep singing at the other end. I mean, and when I batted, I would find it difficult, but on the other end, this guy, he's in a different league of his own. Did you actually have different tunes for different teams? Was something specific for Pakistan?
Not specific for Pakistan, but yes, yeah. Sometimes you're in a mood you can sing a fast song. Sometimes you mood in a patriotic song. Sometimes you mood in that bhajan you can sing. So it depends on the situation.
So if you,
also.
Because I've batted with him for Delhi, open in the batting, we come to the middle and Viru sings and I look around and I go back. So there's no conversation. Because as long as his tune is good, I know that on the other end there's going to be few boundaries. So I'm happy.
Viru, talk about opening the batting. For example, Rohit Sharma, you've opened the batting. When a fast bowler like a Mohammad Amir charges in and he's in prime form, what is the mindset of an opener?
And when you do the opening, Mahela become an opener and he wants to bat as an opener. So there is only difficulty as an opener that when you go to bat, if you lose a toss, you bat first, wicket is hard, bowler is fresh, ball is new. So that part you have to face. And then as a middle order, you come when the ball is old, wicket is settled down and bowler is tired. So that's the only difference between opening and middle order. That's why they say that, opener's job is to go out there and make sure that they play enough overs so middle order can strike well.
Okay, let me ask the same question to Dwayne. Virender Sehwag, opening the batting, prefer to bowl against him or Mahela in the middle order? Come on, tell me.
Both are difficult.
They're both very difficult. Obviously, Viru will kill you immediately. Mahela will kill you, but take you to the length.
But let's talk about 2020. I mean, people chide 2020 in terms of, okay, this is not the best format, entertainment, etc. But it's also added so many skill sets to cricket, isn't it?
It definitely had so many skill sets, and it has improved Test cricket to a certain extent as well. The fast pace that Test cricket's been played right now, and result oriented as well. The skills of the bowlers have improved. The Yorkers, the slow balls, the fielding has come so far because of T20 cricket. It's amazing. And the way batsmen bat fearlessly, like David Warner, Stokes, and all these guys. Chris Gale, for an example. So it has improved Test cricket. It has improved the game overall. And that's what you need as spectators and neutrals, for the game to evolve.
Dwayne, when you sort of watch from an outside perspective, do you think Pakistan has it in them to beat India?
All teams know that Pakistan have always produced good bowling attack, whether it's spin bowling or fast bowling, but the batting more often let them down. So if their batsmen can actually bat properly and give the bowlers something to defend, then it could be definitely a different ball game. But it's all boiled down to the batsmen. I think the bowlers will more often take care of the game. But it's always good to see both teams play because, as I said, it's like, Australia versus England. India, Pakistan is one of the biggest cricket game in cricket. So I'm happy I'm not a part of it.
Talk about sort of relative strength as captain. As someone who's captained Sri Lanka with distinction for a long, long time, if you compare Mahendra Singh Dhoni with Shahid Afridi,
you cannot be that critical. I think you lead a team with what you have in your position as a captain, and I think MS has come a long way. He's tactically is much more prudent, and the resources that he's got for himself, that's your weapons, and he uses them quite wisely. Whereas with Shahid, obviously, if you see Pakistan cricket, you're not sure who's going to captain the next team. So all of a sudden, you get a leader, and then he has to work with the team that he's got. They've made some changes last minute as well with selections. We've always, as a Sri Lankan team, we felt that it depends which side of the bed the Pakistan team gets out on that day. how they perform. But like Viru says, they've definitely got match winners in their ranks. And if they turn up and execute a good game plan, they're a dangerous team. So it doesn't matter who's leading that team. It's about whether the individuals have the potential to come out and perform.
Moving on to a different aspect of the game, when you see Ashish making a comeback or Yuvraj making a comeback, does that sort of give hope to everyone that it's never say never in cricket? You can still make a comeback?
Yeah, absolutely. As long as you play well, you perform well, so there is a chance to get back into the side. Look at that Hogg, the spinner, Australian spinner. So he's 45 or 46. And he came back to T20 Australian side when he was 42, 43.
I think if you're good enough, you can play at any age, you can play any format. Most of the elder players actually outperform the younger players.
Fabulous. And Viru, I mean, with you, there's always the unexpected when you played. Can you think of any sledge in an India-Pakistan match, any banter? Say a Virender Sehwag, Shoaib Akhtar classic in terms of verbal duels?
Very rarely. Until if I am batting and somebody is disturbing me, then only I can reply. Otherwise,
Did that
it's
happen?
very difficult to criticize a bowler who's bowling 150 km per hour. Because the moment you do that, you never know. Maybe he can bowl a beamer and he can say sorry. And then one sorry and you're down on the ground.
But did it ever happen? You said rarely. Do you remember any?
Yeah, it happened, but this is not the place to tell.
Is playing in India special? I mean, we talk about the Caribbean flavor in West Indies, I mean, in international cricket. I've watched cricket around the world. We talk about passionate crowds. Is India special in any way for you?
Yeah, it's very special. I think not only for me, but for all cricketers. I think this is the home of cricket, and this is where this is our biggest fan base, India. So I really enjoy playing cricket here, and also the IPL has done a lot for me personally and for all other cricketers around the world. So, and it gives us the opportunity to share same stage like this, same dressing room, and it's all started here in India. So, thanks to IPL.
Viru, we keep saying that politics and sport should not mix at one level. At the same time, the fact that Pakistan was refusing to come to India for the longest time added to the hype which is political. So do you think politics actually makes India-Pakistan what it is, the biggest rivalry in sport?
You cannot comment on anything, why Pakistan refusing or why they are not coming here.
No,
whatever
I'm not
you
saying
say that.
I'm saying that the fact that there is the past, there is partition, there are wars, there is so much of intensity. Does that make this contest that extra spicy?
No, I don't think so. But it's because of the same language we can speak, and that because we are the neighboring country. So that's why though everybody wants to see India-Pakistan game, and it's not happening for a long time. So that's why the people of India or people of Pakistan, they want to see that the cricket match should happen against both the countries, and we should travel to each other countries as well. But somehow it's not happening. That's why the hype is there. That's why that politics is happening for this game, and which is fair enough. So no, the moment you play regularly with India, India play with Pakistan, so there is a less talk, there is less politics, there is only cricket left.
We as fans feel deprived. I don't want to push you on what happens internally with West Indies cricket and the West Indies board, but I mean, is West Indies cricket on the right track?
We as players are fully committed to West Indies cricket, and all the rumors that you may hear or articles they might see that the players looking to strike or the players are not coming is not true, because we all want to represent the West Indies and play for the West Indies cricket team, but sometimes we can only play if selected. So if you're not selected, then you can't play. So we are all committed, and that's why we are here to be a part of this World Cup, despite of whatever you hear.
Mahela, if I can ask you, pick your 4 semi-finalists. Don't say Sri Lanka, don't be emotional.
By the performances, I think obviously India would be one with the current form, and being the home team, they've definitely got an advantage. The South Africa, the way they've been playing, they've got the game changers, they've got experience playing in the subcontinent. You have to bring in Australia as well, and at the same time, I think the other 2 countries I would put my money is New Zealand and England. I think they've played.
So not Dwayne, not West Indies.
they're there as well. But I think, it just see how they gel together, because Dwayne and guys haven't been playing T20 cricket together. They've had some issues. It's about whether they can get together, regroup, forget about everything what has happened, and get some momentum going. Yes, like Dwayne said, they've lost 3 big players who are game changers for them.
Viru, your 4 semi-finalists?
I think India, New Zealand, and South Africa and West Indies.
In a T20 format which is so individual based, if there's one bowler, one batsman you would not want to play with, I mean, we've discussed Virat Kohli, but how good is Rohit Sharma, for example?
Yeah, very good player. We saw again last night in the warm-up game, the way he played, the way he batted, and he has this appetite for batting. When he get a start, he like to carry on and bat deep, but he's playing good at the moment, and dangerous player on the go, but luckily for me, during IPL times, I get him out a few times as well. So I look forward to that clash again.
Mahela, how important will spin be in a tournament like this, especially given the kind of conditions we have here?
Well, I think because it's ICC tournament, the wickets are going to be favorable, like good wickets. It's not going to be turning tracks at that. But like experienced spinners who bowled in these conditions are very useful. So that's where probably the 2 Indian spinners come into play, because they know different venues, how to bowl, and which part to bowl as well. So which makes a huge difference. So the guys who have experience bowl in these conditions will be very useful.
How important is pressure for a youngster? Say, for example, a Pawan Negi with an 8.5 crore IPL tag suddenly comes into the Indian team, and every time he goes out to bat and we'll say, hey, 8.5 crores. Is that pressure for a youngster?
But who's telling him that we bought you for 8.5 crores? Nobody. Not even single person in the team, not even single person from the management will go and tell him that we spent 8.5 crores. That was not his fault. So what he can do is go out there, give his 100%, and if he clicks on that day, he can win you game. If you don't, then it's okay. It's a part of game. If you look at the Tendulkar career or Mahela or Dan Brown or my career, we never performed on each and every day, but we performed enough to maintain our averages. We maintain our status that yes, we are consistent, so we can perform after every 3 game or every 4 game. So that is important. The money part is not that important.
Mahela, the theme is perfect strokes. Royal Stag Barrel Select presents perfect strokes. If I sort of take the other pole position, would you say the one imperfect moment in your career would be that World Cup final after that sublime 100?
I definitely enjoyed the 100, but what came afterwards was a great Indian batting performance. So you can't, like I said, the better team won. We were not good enough on that day, but it was a great final. I've enjoyed every moment of it, like playing in front of a packed crowd in Wankhede, and when Sachin came to bat, you couldn't hear anything else but Sachin, 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 Sachin. That was it. So all those things,
and when Sachin got out, there was pin drop silence.
Exactly. And then Viru got out as well. So it was brilliant for us for a while until Gautam and Virat started hitting those boundaries. But these are stories that you'll take for a long time and you'll talk about and the experiences. Like I said, not many get to go out onto the middle and enjoy that. So that's something special, and I don't regret any of my losses or any of performances that I feel that is bad, but I enjoy the time that I spent out there being a cricketer.
I think he summed it up quite beautifully there, that, the spirit of the game is what matters. In terms of CLR James, what do they know of cricket, who only cricket know? So if I could open it up for questions to my audience.
Why did you decide to take an early retirement? We have never seen a cricketer like you, and it's a major loss. We will never see you playing again.
I'm old.
No, you're not. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm a father of 2 sons.
You've just told us, Viru, you've just told us age is no bar.
But age is no bar for team. For individual, age is matters.
Mahela, honestly, if you had to give me an honest answer, how much is Sri Lanka missing Mahela and Sangakkara at this stage?
I don't think they miss us, to be honest. I think what you have to realize is that you have to sometimes maybe selfish for good reasons. Kumar and I felt that like after the last T20 World Cup and the last 50 over World Cup, that we could not last as players for the next World Cup. So rather than us hanging on to that and hoping that we'll be ready for that World Cup, we are doing dishonesty to the team and for the country. Because if we are not going to be good enough, we need to step down and let the next generation take over and give them adequate time to prepare for the World Cup. So those are the decisions that we took, and that's the honest answer.
Virubhai, quickly, not some time ago, you had told Shoaib Akhtar when you were batting with Sachin Tendulkar in the middle that baap baap hota hai, beta beta. Going by the current performance today between India and Pakistan, is it fair to say that India baap hai or Pakistan beta?
I think so. Thank you very much.
Fabulous. Okay, great.
My question is to Viru once again. In the current Indian team, do you feel the best bowler to win the World Cup for us?
This group has to bowl really well in India because if you play in India, there is a good track to bat on, there is small outfield, and it's difficult for any bowler. So I think that whole group has to bowl well. If I cannot say one or two bowler who can win the game, who can win the World Cup for India, one or two game, maybe one bowler can win, but if India wants to win the World Cup, then whole group, Ashish Nehra, Sami, Bumrah, Ashwin, Jadeja, Yuvraj, Raina, they all have to bowl well. Then only we can win the World Cup.
A quick one to Mahela. How did it feel when you reached about 374, close to breaking Lara's record? I mean, what did you go through and what did you actually think at that time?
My first thing was like when I was getting close, it was very tired. I wish I was like Viru, could hit sixes and fours and get there quickly. But it took me like nearly 10 and a half, 11 hours of batting in 2 days. So I was really tired. There was a disappointment to start off with. But once you realize that I've got to somewhere which not many people have done that, it's just a lot of satisfaction. So I really enjoyed that. It's a tough place to be, but, was disappointed, but the enjoyment was more.
My question is to all three. What was the difficultest point for you all in your lifetime? I mean, the difficultest match that you have won from your side.
For me was the test match where we chased 384 and I scored 84 and Sanjit scored 100 and Yuvraj scored 84.
Well, I think for me it was a chase against South Africa. We had to chase 320 and we got it last wicket. I remember Malinga hitting a ball straight past Nicky Boye, I think. That was a great chase on the fifth day, on the last session. So those are tough chases and really enjoyed that.
Dwayne?
I will say the last T20 World Cup, West Indies versus Australia. In the build-up to that game, the Australians had a lot of negative things to say to our team. And, we were chasing 170 yard. They get early wickets, and myself and Sami finish off the game in style. And Mr. Faulkner, the particular bowler at that time, was the bowler who gave us a lot of chats. So it was pleasing to see that we win the game off of him.
Thanks to Seagram's, Royal Stag, Barrel Select, Perfect Strokes. Can I have a standing ovation for my speakers before I get to the last act? And the last act will be Dwayne Bravo in front of you, performing champion. Viru, you don't have to sing, but you can produce this for sure and direct it for us. Dwayne, the stage is all yours.
So the dance like this. It's called a champion dance. And everyone at some point in time will be a champion. And when they be a champion, they lift a trophy and they're going to do like this.